Hello folks and welcome to the Movie Mad channel. Today is Saturday and I was going to have a look at the charity shops today, but I've just been too busy. So that'll probably have to wait till tomorrow. And I wanted to talk about a couple of movies I've watched this week. And then I want to show you the two purchases I've made this week. So we'll start off with a movie called Wrath of Man that I watched with Jason Statham. Now, this isn't a new film or anything like that, and I've got it on DVD. And I sometimes digitalize my DVDs because there's a way that you can. There's a system that you can do where you can rip it onto a hard drive, and I store these movies on my hard drive. So when I'm away at the caravan or something like that, I can take the hard drive with me and watch them. So I, for some reason, clicked on Wrath of Man, and I decided to start watching it. And I've got a bit of problems with the film, and I'll just explain what it is. So if you haven't seen Wrath of Man, it's probably better if you don't watch this portion of the video, because I'm going to spoil it for you. So give me a minute to turn off and skip past if you don't want to hear about this one. But if you have seen it, then fine. So the whole concept of the story is Jason Statham's character is some sort of crime boss, and he's the boss of all this crew, and they're going to rob a armored truck station. Not station, an armored truck. And his wife, he's divorced from his wife, and his son's over, and he's got 2 weeks with him, and he's taking them to a ball game. But one of the crew phone and say, "Listen, somebody can't get this reconnaissance done. Easy job, it's just reconnaissance. Could you go and just do this? There's absolutely no danger." And it's just to see whether a truck is turning left or right. And so he parks up his car with his son, waits for the truck to go left or right, and just at that time, the armoured truck gets jumped by another crew who shoot the two guards. They've seen the son as a witness, and they shoot the son. And Jason Statham runs at them, and he gets shot 3 or 4 times, and he almost dies, but he lives. So he's hell bent on revenge, shall we say, or justice, revenge or justice. So he gets his crew to search for who's done this, rattle a few cages, shake a few trees, and he cannot find out who done this, but he kills a load of bad guys in the process. So he decides himself to go undercover as a security guard on the armoured trucks to try and weed out this crew. And the short of it is, he eventually does. There's a lot of action, there's a lot of gunfights, and he eventually kills the guy that shoots his son by shooting him in the exact same place as he shot his son. And this is the problem I've got with this movie. You know, if you're wanting to have a hero movie, I personally thought he got what he deserved. He was going to rob the armoured truck. He took his son along to scout it out. His son got killed. That's your fault. So I had no sympathy for the Jason Statham character. Although he's lost his son, it was his own fault. So he's getting revenge on a crew that were planning to do what he was doing, but they've killed his son in the process. You know, if you're going to have an action movie, you have to have some affinity with a hero. And I just thought, you know what? So you've killed some bad guys, you've killed the other bad guys, you've killed the guy that killed your son, but that wasn't pleasing to me. I don't think you deserve. I don't think there was any justice in that, and I don't think that what you did was any better than what they did, and that's the problem I've got with the film. And it made me think. I just didn't have any affinity with the character at all in there. So probably a one-time watch for me. But you know that I always change my mind sometimes on movies and watch them again. So I might watch that one again. So that was the one movie I watched. The second movie I watched was A Man Called Otto. Okay, again, I'm going to talk about the movie. So if you haven't seen it, then please again stop right now because I'm going to be talking about a few spoilers. So basically, Otto is a gentleman of senior years, and he's just about to retire. But he's just lost his wife, but he seems to be grumpy at everything and grumpy at the whole world. But he'll do anything for you. And the reason I wanted to watch this movie, I've seen a clip of it where he's trying to buy a rope and they're trying to charge him in meters instead of feet, and he wants the 39 cents difference, and it just creates a scene at the top. So what you could say is a male can, essentially. And you know what? Sometimes I recognise myself in Otto, which I thought I found very funny. I'll give you an example. Well, as I say, today I was out and about. My gran wanted to go to the shops. My gran's 88 years old, okay, and she's got a disabled pass, so we can park close to the shop, but she didn't have it today, and I thought, well, I really can't park in the disabled space without displaying your blue badge there. So I had my son in the back, and he's in a child seat, so he needs he can get a parent and child space. And I went to the parent and child spaces, and every single one of them was full. But as I'm just driving past them, I'm like, there's an Audi parked in there. It's got 2 seats. Lady sitting in the front, it's only got 2 seats in it, so it can't possibly have a parent and child. So as I was turning past the space, I just stopped the car, and I just looked like this. I looked at the lady and shook my head because she was taking up the parent and child space. So I just thought that Otto, maybe there's a bit of Otto in all of us, shall we say. And when I done that, she actually drove off, and I didn't end up parking the space anyway. I just parked a wee bit further down on there. So, as I say, he's a grumpy old man. He's lost his wife. He doesn't feel he's got anything to live for. And then some neighbours move across the road, and he doesn't suddenly change. He changes slowly into a likeable person who he's got something to live for. And I just thought it was a really, really good movie. Well worth a watch. Yeah, that's I say. So if out of the 2 movies, if you're going to watch one, I'd watch A Man Called Otto. There's probably a lot more to it than what I've just said there, but it's a really, really sad feel good film. So have a look at that. So I'll move on to the 2 pickups I got. So on Sunday I went down to the CX, and there was a film in there that was at £8, and I've been waiting for it to drop for a while because I was gonna buy it. So it dropped to £6 last week, and I thought, okay, that's pretty good. I could get it. Then it dropped to £5, and I was like, okay, that's great. I'm going to take it. But before I did, I went over to the charity shop across the way, and they had 10 DVDs for £1, and one of those was it was Nightmare on Elm Street 2 or Halloween 2, one of the two, and that traded in for £1. So I got that and 9 others that were worth 10p each. So I think I got one. So I paid £1, got £1.90 odd in vouchers, and then I took that over, and then I paid £3.9 or something like that. £3.9 for The Siege with Denzel Washington and Bruce Willis. Again, the case on this is horrendous. I'll have to change it out. But I remember watching this film. I don't remember much about it, but I remember I enjoyed it. So it says a Chilling in Riverton ABC. Chilling in Riverton from ABC Radio Network. A terrifying and real. The Siege has never been more explosive and on Blu-ray. Siege tells a fictional story of terrorists who set off a series of bombs around New York City. And then things ensue. I was thinking, is that the right disc? But it must be. Hopefully, anyway. So I picked that one up, and I thought, for £5 and down to £3.10, that's a bargain. So got that. Siege. And Larry was telling us about the Game of Thrones season 1, because he's never seen Game of Thrones, and he's seen series 1 on eBay for £5. I've seen that quite a few times on eBay for £5. It's been on my watch list for absolute ages. But who got it? I've got season 1 on Blu-ray, but I was thinking, you know, if I buy season 1 on 4K, I'll want all of them on 4K, and you know that's quite an expense. The whole set's £100 to get on 4K, and also, sorry, my dog's deciding to jump behind me. Hey Jax, it's a hot day, and the reason I'm filming in my son's room is because everybody's playing outside and there's lots of noise outside my living room window. And Jax sits in here because it's nice and cool, don't you, Jax? You want to sit back there? Say hello to the viewers. Alright then, you're pretty tired because you've been out, and probably out more than you should, so you have a wee rest. So the story that was that Larry purchased it, and I thought that's pretty good deal. £5, is that worth it? And I was like, yeah, it is worth it. And I've just left it for that reason. I didn't want to really get the individual series because I'd have to buy them all, and eventually I'd probably want to upgrade my Blu-rays to the 4K box set anyway. Because Game of Thrones is a good show. I've only seen the end of season 6. I haven't watched the disappointment that people have been saying of season. He's lying down there. Season 8. Only I haven't watched that. So I just so happened to check my email, and the seller had sent me an offer to have it for £4, and I thought I was tempted at £5, so I'm going to buy it at £4. So I picked up, I say, the entire complete first season of Game of Thrones 4K for £4. It says backed with bonus features. You know, I had Series 3 and Series 4 and it said Dolby Atmos on there for the first time in maybe Dolby Vision, but this is actually in Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, so I'd imagine this is going to be pretty good. So that is actually a cracking deal for the first series. £4. The best character I think in that whole thing is Tyrion Lannister, Peter Dinklage's character. So hope Larry's going to enjoy his one when if it arrives, and if it's not arrived already. And that's my only 2 pickups. So this is my short video for today, and I say I probably will make another video tomorrow when I'm out and about at the charity shops, but I do want to go for a cycle too to keep my fitness up, or my lack of fitness up, as we say. So if you are looking to see me again, I would appreciate it if you'd subscribe and like the video, because I dropped to 600 subscribers. I don't really want to go back to 500. If you have got any inkling of watching me again, we'd appreciate that. And liking the video gets it up the rankings, doesn't it? So other people can watch and see what I've got to say. So hope you've enjoyed the video. If you do want to comment on the Wrath of Man and A Man Called Otto films, let me know what you think about them. And also let me know what you think about the 2 purchases. Let's say I really need to start putting effort into making videos for this channel that I really want. I've got a few ideas on what I'm going to do, so hopefully I'm going to fulfill one of those this week, he says. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you next time. Thanks. Bye. You're having a good sleep there, Jax, aren't you? Like we'll show the viewers before we go what you're actually doing. Okay. Here he is. Oh, night night, Jax.